he and I go way back since then, since my time in California, and through PracticePro, LSI, and just being, friends, and also co-workers in this mission that's more of a passion than a job. And I truly enjoy doing that. I think that's what makes the actual work, the substantive work, the legal work, enjoyable and doable. It's like break away from all that hard work is to be able to give back through DEI programs and efforts like this. It's the last piece of agenda, and I know you're all itching to go home, so I will make it brief. 10 minutes, please keep me honest. Someone set a timer. Then we'll have questions. I think I want to make it a little bit more interactive. I'm going to skip the intros about myself. We can talk about that offline. But let me just drop a few nuggets. You probably heard a lot of these things that I'll mention, but I just want to offer a different perspective and just to, make sure that they are retained. Take some time to reflect and celebrate your accomplishments. Most of you are 1Ls, from what I understand. That's huge. You don't know how huge that is. You have to go through 4-year degree, take this exam called the LSAT, where they try to play tricks on you, and you have to read stuff and figure out when trains are coming and going, money games. Honestly, that is a huge accomplishment. And then you get into law school, you just finished your first, or you're about to finish your first year, and you've got this huge, long career ahead of you that's both challenging and exciting. I think you need to step back a little bit and just take it all in and pat yourself on the back. So we're just going to do that real quick. Pat yourself on the back. Yes, you are here. So, law school is definitely difficult. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but you're here and you're in it for the long run. And it's been said, we look forward to welcoming you into this legal practice. And it gives me joy to see such a diverse group of people, and that this is what the future of the legal profession looks like. And I hope some of you are interested in IP law, patent law, because it's even a small niche. And there are not a lot of us, so I invite you to consider that. And to those of you that have STEM degrees, like myself, please do consider the patent profession. We need more diversity here, a lot more diversity here. Second nugget, don't compete with anyone but yourself. Law school might have trained you and make you feel like you're in competition with your classmates. I think that's a wrong way to look at it. You should only be in competition with yourself. Set those goals and challenges against yourself, against last year, against last month. So make sure that the person that you're competing against is you, because this is a marathon, not a sprint. So you have to be the one that sets the pace. And don't look at the race that someone else is running. Look at your own race, focus on that. So that's the second piece of nugget. The third one, yes, imposter syndrome is real. You're probably feeling it. You felt it in the past, you're feeling it now. I still feel it. I pinch myself sometimes. I'm like, do I really belong here? Yes, name it, observe it, move forward. Yes, you deserve to be wherever you are. You might be the only fill in the blank. You have worked hard to be there. So don't get down on yourself. If others are downing you, don't add to that pile. Don't work against yourself. So acknowledge it, name it, and move forward. You deserve a seat at the table. Next piece of nugget, give yourself grace. People are gonna doubt you. Sometimes you're gonna make mistakes. Mistakes are inevitable. Try to limit the mistakes. That's the first step. But when you make those mistakes, as you go into your summer internships, you're going to be late to deliver something. Try not to, but it might happen. You might do something wrong. It might happen. Own it, the worst thing you can do is try to cover stuff up or delay in letting people know, especially, folks that assigned you the project, that you made a mistake. Own up to it. Be responsible. Fix it if you can. Start working on fixing it. But move on from it. Learn from it and move on. Don't let those mistakes drag you down. Don't beat yourself up for it forever. Yes. And next is relationships. They matter. You're with a cohort now. I would encourage you to get to know each other. Exchange information, details. These are the relationships that matter. And as you go into that workforce, as you go into your summer internship, treat people with respect. So many times we've seen people not get offers just because the paralegal or the executive assistant or somebody that you didn't think mattered gave an opinion about you. Treat everyone that you come across with respect. Lastly, pay it forward. You're going to turn out to be great attorneys. I think the one thing that we need everyone here to do, and you've seen all of these folks here that are here, giving their time, giving their efforts. They could be billing hours, they could be responding to clients. Nikki could be in a private jets to Nigeria. I was just in Nigeria and I was telling her, she was like, oh, next time, I'll go with your family in a private jet to Nigeria. I do not have a private jet. If I did, Nikki, you would fly with me. Even if she won the lottery tomorrow, I don't think you would still be doing this work. So I implore you, as you climb up and become successful, which you will, pay it forward. Open the door, pave the way for somebody else. And thank you all. I think that's it. I want to thank you first, and everybody else that's here. It's a work of passion to do what we do on top of our daily work. You have to be passionate about it. So I want to thank you all. I want to thank Nikki, and that's it. Any questions? One now. You guys have questions. I still have time, right? Is someone trying to?
I'll ask you a question.
Sure.
What is the one thing that you think has contributed to your success and advancing, that in the profession?
I think it's the grit and hard work mentality. I came to the U.S. as an international student back several decades ago, and given the background where I came from, I just knew that a lot of people were depending on me to come to the U.S. and have a great education. And firstborn child, I have two younger siblings, and I'd be sending money home at some point. They're going to start knocking, that's the expectation. So that kind of drove me. So I think that desire to get to where I could be able to give back, starting with my family and then expanding that, I think that was my motivation for hard work, dedication, determination, and a can-do attitude. Don't be shy. I promise I'll answer honestly.
How about that?
How is the physical field been with you being at internationals, and how to navigate the spaces to get to where you are now?
Yeah, it wasn't all a bed of roses for me. It was a long journey. I didn't think I wanted to practice law. I came to study engineering, which I did. Took the next level, got my master's in engineering, and then pivoted to law school. But it was because of exposure, because I saw someone that was a lawyer, and they, even though they didn't practice IP law, they exposed me to IP law, and the notion that my engineering degree could be used in a legal sense and technology and law, that just kind of opened that world and opportunity to me. So I went from there to law school, also did a JD MBA, why not, just another degree while you're at it. And then came out, and like I said, ups and downs. I graduated in '07, and we had the 2008, 2009 economic crisis. Yes, I got laid off. Cost center, I had to find a firm that was willing to sponsor me. And that was the progress then. And they did, to their credit. They started that process, but, macroeconomics kicked in, and they couldn't continue that. So I was out of a job for a while, and it was like, oh my God. I knew the immigration law. I had to take immigration law class because I didn't want every Nigerian, and if you called me out, you're the immigration lawyer, right? So I stayed away from that class, but I knew enough that, my status might be in jeopardy. So what did I do? Oh, get another degree. So I re-enrolled in school again to maintain my status. But luckily for me, I met my wife, and, she says it 2 years later. And citizenship later. So that was one of the ups and downs of that. Just don't give up. You fall down and you get up and dust yourself up again. And I remember one thing I told myself then was, I will never be jobless in my life again. Oh, joblessness is not. It's not cool. It's not a good look. So I ensured that it never happened. But there's some things you can't control. You can only control what you can. And so I just work hard to make sure that wasn't happening. And yes, there have been layoffs even recently. I'm lucky and blessed that I was not affected by the recent tech layoffs. Maybe 1 or 2 more, and call it.
Sure. Back to question. So, because you did come from the immigrant family and possibly all the expectations and burdens that you carried on your shoulders going throughout law school, I know now you being where you are is probably not what your family thought. They probably thought you were going to do immigration and help them and all of that stuff. So, how were you able to kind of, I guess, take those burdens off your shoulder and live in your truth of like what you were passionate about, really go for it, without like that kind of like tearing you away or like make me feel like you have an obligation to pursue a certain type of law because of like where you come from or your family and something like that?
I love that question, and I'm going to answer it with a few examples in some ways, because as you were just asking it, different scenarios just clicked in my head. So the first, you're right. Immigrant, there's a lot of pressure. Firstborn, first in every whatever category. There's a lot of pressure, and I really felt it. Civil engineering was the career that my parents chose for me, not what I chose for myself. I think if I wasn't doing law and I didn't have a fear of blood, I would have been in medical school, but not be able to withstand blood, just kind of rule that out. So I did the next second, which was engineering. So when I came to the US, I changed from civil engineering to computer engineering, because when I was growing up, I didn't have access to computers, and then all of a sudden, I'm in college, and everyone has a computer, it's a computer lab. Oh, I know, computers everywhere. So I switched majors without informing my parents. I was too scared to let them know. Guess what I told them when it was time to graduate? And they were trying to city US. Yeah, so, I'm going to be a civil engineer. Oh, and then our Nigerians growing. Build bridges and yeah, about that. Then I told them a couple of weeks that I was graduating to a civil with a computer engineering degree, and it was a good thing it was over the phone, not face them and navigate through that. But I think that was the beginning of sort of my independence and kind of, I can control my destiny. I should do what I want to do and not what they ask me to do. And so fast forward, I did the engineering thing. And again, another problem for them. So you will do your PhD and you call a professor or researcher. Yeah, about that also. In law school. Huh? Jack of all trades, master of none. That I was becoming a jack of all trades and mastering none. So you got to understand, African parents, immigrant parents, they're very, very ardent. So thankfully, that was also over phone. So you have to prove that. So that was another pivotal moment for me to be able to say, look, I'm doing what I want to do. And of course, fast forward, they're super, super proud, and all of that is forgotten. So I say all that to say, you at some point you have to say, excuse my French, damn the consequences. I am going to do what I want, what I love, what I'm passionate about. And until you get to that point where you're doing things for yourself because, that's what because you're not going to enjoy it unless you really are passionate about it. And for me, being exposed to the law and seeing it early on, or at least someone showing me that way, that there was a path there, and me exploring it and seeing that that's exactly what I want to do was my choice. And I, whether, in a seed manner or whatever, communicated it to the people that had all this pressure on me, and that just really looked at you.